She is the only woman in history inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, but there's a question no award has ever answered. What does it really cost to become a legend? For more than 50 years, the world saw the black chiffon, the spinning silhouette, and a voice that seemed to come from somewhere deeper than ordinary music. To millions of fans, Stevie Nicks looked untouchable, mystical, powerful, eternal. But behind that image was a very different story. Before the fame, before the stadium tours, there was a girl named Stephanie Lynn Nicks, born in Phoenix, Arizona in 1948. Her family moved constantly because of her father's career. Phoenix, Albuquerque, San Francisco, Los Angeles, home, was never a place. It was always temporary. The one thing that stayed constant was music. Stevie's grandfather, Aaron Jess Nicks, was a struggling country singer who immediately noticed something special in his granddaughter. When she was just 4 years old, he began teaching her songs, placing a harmonica in her hands, and encouraging her to sing long before she could even read. He believed in her gift before the world ever would. By high school, Stevie had already made a decision that would shape her entire life. She wasn't going to sing as a hobby. She was going to build her life around it. At Arcadia High School, she met a young guitarist named Lindsey Buckingham. Their connection was instant. Musically and emotionally, they seemed to understand each other in a way few people ever do. They started performing together, forming the duo Buckingham Nicks, and chasing their dream in Los Angeles. But success didn't come quickly. Their 1973 album went almost completely unnoticed. The record label dropped them. Opportunities disappeared. And suddenly Stevie found herself working as a waitress, and even cleaning houses just to survive. Imagine that for a moment. One of the future icons of rock music, scrubbing floors in someone else's home, wondering if the dream was already over. Then everything changed with a single phone call. In 1974, drummer Mick Fleetwood heard the Buckingham Nicks album and loved Lindsey's guitar playing. He invited Lindsey to join his band. Lindsey had one condition: if you take me, you take Stevie too. That band was Fleetwood Mac. And the moment Stevie joined, something explosive happened. Their 1975 self-titled album shot to #1, introducing the world to a new voice in rock music. Songs like Rhiannon turned Stevie into a mesmerizing figure almost overnight. But success came with chaos. Inside the band, relationships were collapsing. Marriages were ending. Stevie and Lindsey's relationship was falling apart while they still had to stand on stage together every night. And somehow, from all that heartbreak, came one of the greatest albums in music history. In 1977, Rumors was released. It sold more than 40 million copies and became a defining soundtrack for an entire generation. Stevie's song, Dreams, became one of the most famous tracks ever recorded. But fame didn't bring peace. Behind the scenes, Stevie battled addiction, heartbreak, and years of personal struggle. Cocaine nearly destroyed her health. Later, a prescribed medication quietly erased years of her memory and creativity. At one point, she feared the music inside her was gone forever. But she fought her way back. Slowly, painfully, she rebuilt her life and her voice, returning to music with the same determination that carried her from a tiny apartment in Los Angeles to the top of the world. Decades later, something remarkable happened. In 2020, a viral video brought Dreams back to the top of streaming charts, introducing Stevie Nicks to an entirely new generation, proof that real music never disappears. Today, in her 70s, Stevie Nicks is still performing, still writing, and still proving that legends aren't built by fame alone. They're built by survival. And sometimes, the most powerful thing a person can do is simply keep showing up. If you want more powerful stories about legendary artists like this, subscribe to Celebrity Vault, where the real stories behind fame are never forgotten.